Me too, we're wondering. Okay, how are you all? Are you good? Yeah? Good, good, good. So I know that this morning, if you were on the call with Melanie, which I was not able to get on, but she talked a lot about launching in 645 and stuff, but we wanted to kind of just go over just how to basically wreck your launch. And I know that the launch for 645 for coaches came out yesterday, but we still have the customer launch in a couple of weeks. So um, that's kind of what Katie and I are going to be talking about. Katie, do you have anything to add?
Nope. Just to put this out there, that I think that's really important when you're doing a launch, is that just remember you can do a launch at any time. At any time. So you can, you can do this in a couple weeks. If now is not the right time, like we should all as coaches be doing 645 at some point, so we can, even if we don't want to do it, that we can help our customers to learn it, to know it. But you can be successful with this program at any point in time. Just use all the tools, learn it, and try it out and do it. And then, yeah, you can do it. You can do it at any time. So.
Okay. All right, so the very first thing that you want to do for literally any launch, but right now we're going to talk about 645, is create a Facebook information group. So if you don't have an info group, check with your upline. I know that I have a VIP group for all of my downline to invite to, and it's basically just, this is the new thing. This is 645 that is being launched right now. If you want in, if you're interested, if you want to try the sample workout, this is the place that you want to go. So this is really the place that you want all of your potential clients and coaches to go to learn more information. So you'll kind of notice, like, as we kind of go through all of this, that everything is going to filter back to that info group. So every link that's out there in your emails and all of that stuff is going to filter right back into the info group. Sorry, I didn't mean to click that. Okay. So Katie, do you want to do the email drip?
Yeah, that's fine. All right, so the email drip series is going to allow you the opportunity to get into these, whoever you have on your email list, to get into their inboxes. And we also have to remember that, like, even with posting, it's going to take somebody to hear and see something several times before they're like, oh, okay, maybe I do want to check this out. And then they're going to have to hear it and see it several more times, be like, oh, I think this is, like I could see myself doing this. Like, I think I need this in my life right now. So anytime you speak to somebody, I personally do this, no matter what they want, I always get their email all of the time. And I know that we always say this too, like, even I've heard Melanie say this, and I'm sure you've heard other coaches, and maybe if not Melanie too, if Facebook and Instagram were to crap out on us at any point in time, we would have our email list to back us up, and we would still be like, oh, okay, I've got this. I'm hopping into their inboxes. So anytime somebody is interested in anything of yours, you should be collecting emails, no matter what it is, and have something. Okay. Can you hear me? What in the world?
Yeah.
Sorry, it says your default speaker has just changed to AirPods. Can you guys hear me? My AirPods aren't even around here. Okay, cool. Sorry. So anytime someone is interested in anything, get their email. That's the first thing. And then honestly, if they're hesitant to give me their email, I'm like, okay, this is how all my communication happens. And I'll have a personal conversation with them. But this is your opportunity to share more about the program, share what 645 is all about, share how it can help them in theirs and meet them in their season of life right now, who the trainer is, like, who is this guy? If they don't know, like, if they've never done Beachbody before, they don't know who Amala Caesar is. They have no idea. So we want to introduce them to him and bring him into their lives and say what this program is all about, so that they could see themselves doing this program too. Share about you, share about what excites you about this program, why you're you're looking forward to starting this program. And then always, like Amber kind of touched on this just a second ago, have your launch party link in every single email that you can send, because maybe they look at the first email and they're like, no, this isn't it. But then they see your another email saying, oh, this is a trainer. And then they say, oh, wait, hold on, I need strength training or mobility or whatever it is, and something might speak to them, and they have that opportunity to click on that launch party link every single time. So just make sure that you're always drawing them back and giving them that option to get into that launch party, because that is ideally where we want them to go. And then I'll just hop into Google Forms. Same thing with your Google form. It is a very, very easy way for you to collect their email address. I have a form for everything. I truly do. I have a form for everything. I have a form to get into my transformation group. I have a form to put their transformation. I call it, it's a challenge pack, but I call it transformation kit. I have a transformation kit, you know, hey, here's how we're going to set it up. It's going to show them their pricing options. It shows them the different Shakeology flavors so they can see. And that kind of helps me along with the conversation process too. So I'm not like listing out flavors every single time I'm talking to somebody about like Shakeology and Recover. That takes a lot of work out of it too. But make sure that you have like either their name and then email, or even their email right at the top of that form. That's the first piece of information that you want to collect. That way, again, that is another means of collecting information from them. Say, hey, I have this form. If you're interested, fill out this form. It takes 2 seconds. I tell them that because they're like, oh, fill out a form sometimes. It takes 2 seconds to fill out this form. I'll make sure you get all the deets. So just make sure that you have, and your Flowdesk, if you subscribe to Flowdesk, I know that if you're not there now, you can do like I think they're still doing like a free trial before you actually commit to them, but you can try that out, and you can do a form and have that form, and it will automatically pop up when you send them the link, and they can enter the information, and then you can automatically plug them into a series of emails. Just put them into a workflow. So make sure that you have a form to collect the information. You're always collecting their email first. And then always, I mean, for me personally, I don't know if anybody else does this, but I always make sure they ask how they found me. Because sometimes like I've had a lot of people fill out my forms and I can't find them, and I ask for their Instagram handle. That's just where most of my people are coming from right now. So I do ask to make sure that they put their Instagram handle, because if something happens with email or whatever, that's another way I can reach out to them. So.
And the sample workout. So always give them the sample workout. This is what I do. I don't give people the sample workout up front. I'll invite people to it. So right now I'm 100% like all in inviting people to try the sample workout for 645. Like that's what all of my invites are right now. And if they say yes, they're interested, I give them the link to my Facebook info group. So then once they get into the info group, I tag them in the sample workout instead of just giving them the sample up front. So that way they are in that group all the time and they're able to get all of the information. And going back a little bit to the email drip series, everything that is in the Facebook info group that is posted on all of the information, everything that I'm sending, I also send those that same content in my email drip series. So it's literally the same exact content, but it's being put in 2 different places. Just because I don't want to reinvent the wheel, but I also want the people in my email to be able to get it just in case they don't have Facebook or they're not on Facebook. I'm also going to tell you, my son just got home from my dad's house right now, so it's a little chaotic in my background, just in case you can hear them like talking in the next room. But for the sample workout too, in our Facebook info group, we host live workouts every Saturday morning. So this is another great way that you can get some hype, is just to invite people to do the workout with you. Just create like a specific time, a specific day, and just invite people to join you to do the sample workout. And then they can get kind of a sense of the community and do it with you and that kind of stuff. I'll just go right into stories too, if that's okay. So the reusable stories, you can make your own stories. You can get the information from just the coach office. I know a lot of us use the mompreneur ones, but honestly, you have enough information to be able to do these on your own. And you don't have to recreate them every single time you are sharing about whatever it is that you're launching. So like right now, 645, just use them every 24 hours, use the same exact stories, because Katie mentioned that people have to see things multiple times before it sticks. So it's kind of like, I remember being on a call and hearing that people need to see it, and it's like you go through like the life of Amber, right? And then all of a sudden it stops because it's a commercial, and that's where you kind of like advertise or market for what it is that you're promoting, and then it's more life of Amber. So the way that I think of, the stuff that I'm promoting and everything is just kind of like a commercial. Commercials in the day of Amber Dawn Cloak, you know. So those are just, ways to like talk about like test group transformations, like share those. All of those are in the back office. You can promote interest, and you can have, just like all of the details, however it makes sense to you. So I know I was kind of thinking about 645 earlier today, and just about, like what this program, like why I'm excited about it, like, all that kind of stuff. Like obviously like Amala, like I'm really interested in him. Like he's a great trainer. I loved the work and I loved the results I got from the work. But one of the things that I think is really beneficial for me and my story is the fact that there's a lot of functional training, and with everything that I went through, like with my mastectomy and being able to like get my range of motion back and learning how to use my upper body again, and knowing, the right motions and the right way to move my arms and, get up and move and all that kind of stuff. I'm really interested in this program for those kind of purposes too. So if there's ways that you can promote this in a way that speaks to you and your audience, then I would recommend that you kind of even twist it so that it's speaking to your audience and serving them in a way that it's going to serve them. I hope that makes sense, because it's not just 6 days a week, 45 minutes a day. Like it's more than that. It's the, the 10 to 15 minutes of your warm up. It's the functional training that you're getting with the resistance loops, the weight training, the cardio, and then it's got your cool down. But in the workouts, you're actually learning why you're doing these specific motions and these movements, and how you're prepping your body and making progress over time. And that is something that I am personally interested in. And I know a lot of my audience is interested in that too, because a lot of them have gone through, the mastectomy and, all this stuff with BRCA and everything. So that's something that I just started thinking about today. And I'm like, I can really use this to speak to my audience in this way. So if there's something that speaks to you, I really, really encourage you to think of it in that way, because just because I'm talking about it in this way, or Katie's talking about it in her way, doesn't mean that you have to do it if it's different for you. Does that make sense? I hope that makes sense. Katie, do you want to talk about the links?
Yeah, I just wanted to add too, just sharing what you're excited for. And how do we know that? Because we're going to do the sample workout and we're going to read about the program and we're going to try it out for ourselves and see what it's doing for us and make other people see what it's going to do for them too. So yeah, that was awesome. The links. So we want to make sure we have a place for somebody every single time we do something. Every single time we throw our stories up there, we want to make sure that we have, okay, Amber, that's fine, go ahead. We want to make sure that we have a place for them to go. So if you have, there's so many different little links that you can put in your Instagram. I personally use, I was going to say Linktree. I just had a huge brain fart. Well, I used to use Linktree. Smart Bio, that's what it's called. I had to look really quick. I used to use Linktree. I use Smart Bio now. There's tons of different ones out there, but make sure that you have somewhere where you can direct them back to, especially if you don't have the swipe up option on Instagram. Make sure that you have something that you can put at the end of a post saying, hey, visit this link in my bio. And another good tip is to make sure, like, I'll do a screen recording, like after I do some Instagram stories of 645 or whatever I'm inviting to, I will go ahead and screen record, like, hey, if you want to fill out, you know, the link in my bio, if I'm directing them there, I also want to make sure that they know how to get there. So I'll do a little screen recording, like, hey, this is how the link to click to get to, you know, this form, and then I'll circle it. And so I'll just take them on a little tour of how to get to that. But put it everywhere in your bio, profile bio, same thing. Emails, everything to direct back to your info group. And then you really, really want to build hype around your info group, whatever you call it, a VIP party, a launch party, anything to make sure that they know that they're going to, you know, come in there and get all of the information that they need to know. And you want to put it out there that, like, you're missing out if you're not in my info group. Like, you need to be in here with us. Make sure that you're putting things out there like, hey, if you do a giveaway, or you're having live weekly workouts, or you're having like a lunch and learn or a coffee and chat or something, that they know that, like, oh man, like, I really want to be in here. Create that FOMO around your launch party or your info group so that these people want to get in here. And you know what, honestly, if this program is not, see, I do it this way. Everyone's different, and we can share how we do it, but everyone is different. That's fine. But the way that I do it in Facebook is I have the same group for every single launch party that I run. I don't, and I know some people do they start a new group every single time, but I keep my launch groups the same. And I go in there and I wipe out all of the previous information and I put in a new one. That way the people who are already with me and already do my programs are in there, and then I have a place to continuously invite for new people too. So make sure that they want to be in that group. Create excitement. Do a little screen recording of, like, you going live in your hype group and sharing in your info group and sharing about what you're doing in there. Invite them to a live workout. Invite them if you're doing like a coffee and chat or something like that. Invite them to there. Find every little path that you can to get them into that group. I kind of touched on this already, but giveaways. So if you have people, I know this has been super successful. If you put up like a referral, a little referral, say, if you invite 2 people to this group, and then you have to just make sure that you're, again, collecting emails, make sure that they know, or that you know who invited those 2 new people here, and say, hey, if you invite 2 new people here, you're going to get entered for a drawing to win something. If you show up to this, well, whatever day you want to do it, but like, if you show up to this Saturday morning's workout, you're going to be entered. Like, all they have to do is show up. They could leave their video off if they wanted to, if they're not ready to to show themselves on the video, but let them know you're doing prizes, you're doing giveaways. And then another thing that I do for a giveaway is I put in my email. So anytime somebody fills out a form or tells me they want to try the sample workout, I send an email out saying, here's your 645, your free sample workout. Here's why I'm so excited to do this. I give them the sample, they get to click a button to make sure, to make them feel like, oh, I'm getting this special link just for me. I'm clicking on it, I'm doing it. And then at the bottom, I go ahead and I attach a little feedback form, and I have them answer a couple questions. They let me know what they liked, what they didn't like, what they, anything, so I can get to know what they like better. And if this program is not the program for them, I know that I can set them up with a program that's going to work best for them. And at the very bottom, I let them know that if they enter their feedback by, I put it in a couple days before day 1 of prep. Which is for me, which is the 19th. So I think I put it in, I ended it that Friday. If you give me your feedback by this day, you get entered to win a $25 Amazon gift card. And so that's what I do. And I've done that for every single launch. If they do the workout, the sample workout, they give me feedback, they get, they fill out the little form. I'm again collecting emails through that form, and then they get entered for a giveaway. And then I'll go ahead and send another email out saying, congratulations to so-and-so. She did the sample workout. Here's what she had to say. And she won the $25, or he, whatever it is, won the feedback, their $25 Amazon card for giving me feedback. So just keep it really, really fun. Keep it exciting. Just create a big amount of FOMO around your info group. All right, Amber, you good? You want to talk about this? We kind of already did, both of us.
Yeah, I was gonna say we kind of touched on like everything that's on here. But really, I mean, that is launch in a nutshell. So if you really haven't started with any of this yet, it's okay. It's totally okay. And you don't, I also don't want you to feel like overwhelmed, like you have to do absolutely everything. I know that right now a lot of our seasons of life is like changed like big time, especially compared to last summer, because we can now do things and it feels like everybody just wants to get out and do life right now. So if you don't feel like you can do absolutely everything, the biggest thing that you really want to focus on is inviting people to do the sample workout. And getting their emails. Those are probably, I would say, the two most important things to do to get people excited and to do the workout with you. But does anybody have questions? I'm just pulling up the
Allison said, Amber, I get confused by the dates for the drip series. I never know if every 7 days or is good or 2 to 3. Honestly, I personally think 7 days is too much, because if they get the email and then 7 days goes by, they might forget about what the first email was about. But if you continuously pop up in there, chances are you're going to create some sort of interest for them to at least click and scroll through in one of them. So
yeah,
and
I
then
usually do every other day.
Every other day. Okay.
Yeah, usually.
As long as you have that link in there, they have the opportunity to click on that link to get in your info group in every single one of those emails. Maybe they'll only open one, maybe they'll open all of them, whatever it is. But yeah, I feel like 7 days is quite a bit, but that's just too long to wait, but that's just my personal opinion.
I have a question. So like with the coach one, I sent like the drip series to a lot of people, but then as we get closer to customer launch, do you send the same thing again or try to make it look different?
I would send the same thing, but just call it a customer launch, that it's now available to everyone, because I focus right now that it is like a coach perk, and that you don't have to actively work the business. You can just sign up for the discount, and that's the way that I enrolled too. But yeah, I focus on how this is like early VIP, a coach perk, that if you are a coach, you get access to all of these, VIP workouts, these brand new workout programs early. And then when the customer launches, I say, now it's available to everyone.
Mm-hmm. What other questions do you have?
Redo all of this stuff.
Yeah.
That creates more work.
Yeah. Yep. What else? Does anybody else have any questions? Is everybody doing 645? Yeah. Okay.
I have a question. Is everyone starting 645 with their groups, or are you starting earlier than your group?
I'm starting early, but I'm going to go back and start again. I told my people.
Okay. Allison, so when have you told your people that already? Have you had anyone like, oh, I'm going to start now too?
Yeah.
Okay. I was just talking about this earlier because I'm a little torn. I really, really want to start. I'm finishing MBFA on Sunday, and I really want
I
to
always
start.
do that. I always have them start and then just say, go back to the beginning with us. It'll be like a good like way to like learn a little bit.
Okay. Because I have a feeling, I have a feeling some of my girls are going to want to start too, but the new ones, like very new to this, they're not, it's not enough time for them to really, really get ready to like go all into this program. So that's all. I was a little torn, but.
But what if they just like, I mean, what if they do their thing and the other ones do the other thing, and then you just make a point to be like, we're all coming together, and I'm the teacher, and you're my students.
Oh yeah, totally. No, I totally can do that. Like, all right, this is it. Like everyone's starting day one. I don't want anyone coming into the brand new group and be like, hey, I'm on day 17. No. So it is. There's just something about like the energy and the power of all of us doing it together and being on the same workout and being able to share that and relate and all that kind of stuff. Like, hey, did you feel this way? Or did you, oh my gosh, that was my favorite thing. Like it's so, there's just so much power in that. And I love that. But I'm like, I can't wait. Like I'm already itching to do it already. I'm like, I can't wait that long.
I have a girl who just got back from vacation and she is like, I have to have something. And so I said, just start. And I said, and then come back with us. And she's like, I have to start now. Like I need it. And I said, just do it. And she's signing on as a coach. She's been doing Beachbody for a while.
Okay. So she knows what she's doing. Yeah.
Yeah. I don't think I would have a new person do that.
So what are you having them start with then while they wait?
Like the prep.
Are you? Okay.
There's a hybrid calendar too. I put the hybrid calendar in my challenge group, the Mompreneur hybrid calendar.
Okay.
There's a, wait a minute. Did I see,
Because I'm kind of going through the same thing. Like they are buying now and I don't want them to like lose lose the excitement, lose the momentum.
I swore I saw, does anybody know if Amala put a prep calendar out? I swore I saw one in addition to Mompreneur.
I did not see it.
There was like a mix up of a bunch of, no, maybe it was Mompreneur. I'm not sure. But anyways, I will give the hybrid calendar out. If anybody is really ready and itching to go, but I want them to learn nutrition and actually really take the time to get prepped, like more so for my new people. I'll give them the hybrid calendar.
I also put together an email for anybody who did sign up now with that welcome guide link in the button from Mompreneur.
Oh yeah, that was really good. I like that.
Yeah.
She's been doing that with almost everything lately.
Yeah, just so that they had something to sort of like get their bearings.
What else, friends? Any other questions?
I can't find it. Where is it? I feel dumb. I don't know where it is.
It's in Ultimate Portion Fix. Like it's a part of her videos now.
He's updated all the videos. So if you, there's like now like different tiers. If you watch or listen to the National Wake Up Call with her on it, there's like different tiers. So it's now like more like hybrid. So you don't have to watch like 30 videos. Now you can kind of pick your plan and watch that.
I love it. I am so pumped for this because I had so many people get so intimidated by watching all of these videos. And I'm over here like, listen, they're very short. It's a series of videos. They're really, really short. I had some people really dive in, but I also had some people like, oh, that's too many. Yeah. And this is perfect. It's like, if this is you, you watch these. If this is you, you watch these. And then if something changes, they could go back and they can watch the other ones. Like, it's so good. And it just directs them exactly what videos they need to watch. And then they're done. And then the intermittent fasting is in there too. I am so pumped. I almost freaked out. Like when Autumn said, because Autumn has been very against intermittent fasting for a very long time. And I mean, I'm putting my own personal opinion out there, but I'm like, sometimes when you just don't have enough knowledge about it, you just don't know. And I think with Amala coming in and him doing, and like he does 16/8, which is the same thing that I do, really like brought to light to her, you're probably gonna have to add this. But he doesn't use the containers. He just does intermittent fasting, but he does not use the containers. So
it's interesting. On the National Wake Up Call, she was like, I've been fasting for years. I did the 12-12. And I'm like, you've been against fasting for years.
Yeah, it's different. The 12-12 is like, well, you're pretty much like sleeping and not eating in that time frame anyway. But yeah, she used to be against it really, really. Like, she did not like intermittent fasting at all. She's like, nope, I'm never going there. And when she announced that she was adding this, I was like, oh my gosh, I was so excited. I'm still so pumped about it. I can't wait.
Well, I think it's a good lesson to, like, because I think she's still against it, but she's just putting it in a way that works. But I think she's probably against it because it doesn't work for her. And so I think that's something that is a good idea for all coaches to try. Like, I think it's a good idea to do 30 days of intermittent fasting like Amola is doing, and just see, like, as much as you should do to be mindset for 30 days, like, you should experience all those things to show. And the other thing that I was thinking about, for me, I've never done intermittent fasting. I'm going to do it at least for 30 days. We have a lot of people that talk about keto, and when Amola was talking about, he said, what happens is it's similar to your body going into ketosis. It's not the same thing, because ketosis is like a chemistry that happens in your body, but essentially what's happening is it's going into your fat stores and burning through that because you're fasting. So my point in saying that is, it's a good way to talk about it in that sense, because people do think that keto is like, some people think it's like the end all to be all, but the problem with keto is that, like, you are so limited with what you can eat. So doing the intermittent fasting can have the same result as keto does without having to limit you. Because if you do keto, yes, it works, but you better be doing it for the rest of your life, because as soon as you add those carbs back into your life, you gain all the weight back. So
and you can physically become ill too. That's the thing that it blows my mind. Like, if you do keto for a while and you start putting that stuff back in, like, it can physically make you ill because your body has no clue what to do with it. For me personally, I started intermittent fasting because I was trying to balance hormones. Like, that is why I had this whole weight loss thing. And I know some people get a lot, like, really tripped up in with intermittent fasting is directly connected with weight loss. You can lose weight. It's a sustainable way to lose weight, but that's not what, like, it's not what it is about. Like, it is truly letting your body heal while you're fasting. You're letting your gut heal. Like, and we know that if we're letting our gut heal, then a lot of other things are healing too. But I solely did it just because I started it just because I was trying to balance, like, crazy, insane, imbalanced hormones. And this is what works for me, and it's not going to work for everybody. It's really not. But just as coaches, like Kirsten said, we should at least try it so we know, so we can say, oh, this person probably would really benefit from that. And I do have a lot of people tell me that they're like, oh, well, I already fast. I don't eat until 11 o'clock in the morning. I'm like, okay, what are you eating when you do start at 11 o'clock? Or they'll be like, oh, well, I just have a cup of coffee before. I'm like, well, you're not fasting. Or they'll, if they put creamer in the coffee, then they're not fasting. So a lot of people, it's just truly, and I was against it too, because I'm not starving myself for that long. I had no clue. I just didn't have enough knowledge. But
Katie, I know this question has been asked a million times, and I never really pay attention because I was never doing intermittent fasting, but what about Energize? Does it break the fast or not?
There is so much. There was an entire thread in the Ultimate Portion Fix community, and I just prayed that Autumn would get on there. It's on Facebook, and she hasn't yet. And so I think the message thread has only been up for less than a day now. But there were people that literally, I just wanted to scream, because there were people in there that are like, oh, well, if you want to have Energize and recover, then you might as well forget about intermittent fasting. And I'm like, no. anything, and this is a very fine line, but anything between 30, I follow it 30 calories, anything between 30 and 50 calories will break your fast. Energize is 20 calories. It is sweetened. So there's a very like touchy subject there. It truly depends how strict you are. If you truly believe that putting anything into your mouth before 11 o'clock or whatever time you start fasting is going to break your fast, then you just follow that. Energize does not break your fast. It
But
does
doesn't
not
Amola
break
work
your
out in the morning? Doesn't he?
Yeah, I think he does too. He works out twice a day. So he does a workout in the morning, which is not as intense. And then he like does 6:45 right before 11 and then breaks his fast at 11. So he eats right after he works out.
So is he taking Energize?
I don't know.
I think he
'Cause
does.
Did anybody
I think-
do shift? Were any of you guys around for Shift Shop?
Yeah.
Do you remember? So Chris, and maybe I only know this because I was in the test group, but he did intermittent fasting too. And he always talked about coffee with like, oh my gosh, it was like butter. What is that called?
Oh, the bulletproof coffee.
Bulletproof.
Yeah. And he was saying
Yeah.
you can have that and it doesn't break your fast because he always said chewing.
So there's so many different ways,
Oh,
and it
see, I
depends.
don't know anything.
It depends on why you are one intermittent fast. So, like Katie, I intermittent fast really to balance hormones. I'm not doing it to try to lose weight. It's just really good for your gut. So I actually drink bulletproof coffee in the morning. So some people will say, yes, it breaks your fast because it's higher in calories, but it's all fat that you're putting into your coffee. It's not, it's not sugars. So that's why, because Sean T is a big bulletproof coffee fan, and he says it doesn't break your fast. But if you search it, people will be like, oh, it breaks your fast. Technically, you won't really know unless you actually have a glucometer and are checking your sugar to see like what it is actually
Anything
doing.
that causes an insulin spike is
Right.
what's going to break your fast. If your insulin
Right.
spikes, then it's going to break your fast. That's what you're trying
Right.
to do. Give your pancreas.
Right. And fat doesn't typically spike your insulin. So that's why.
Melissa is a really good one to follow on intermittent fasting.
Who
So
is
that's
it?
why
Can you say it
I
again?
drink.
Melissa McAllister. She's like one of the top Beachbody coaches and has been trying to get fasting in, I think, in Beachbody world for years.
I mean,
She's
I need
also
some
borderline.
Energize
She's
in the
borderline
morning.
keto though. Would you say,
Yeah.
Kirsten?
I need Energize in the morning.
Yeah,
I drink Energize. I drink Energize, and then I take my shower and do whatever, and then I drink my coffee like until 11 or 12 o'clock when I officially break my fast.
Okay, so let me ask you this. Do you ever cheat and eat after those hours?
Yeah, I just adjust my window then. So like if we went out to dinner the other night and we didn't stop eating until 7:30 at night because of the service or whatever, so I just broke my fast at 11:30. So you can change your window as much as you want.
Yeah.
Just to,
And then like when I was on vacation, I didn't follow it. Like I was, so it all depends on why you're doing it. Like I'm not doing it to lose weight. So 10 days of vacation isn't going to, kill me. And I was just careful of what I was eating, and it was fine. Like you can be as strict or not strict or lenient, whatever, as you want,
Yeah, I personally do not eat before 11 o'clock. Never, ever. I tried it when I was doing the reset and I was getting sick because my body just could not do the food before 11. So that's something that I will not eat before 11 o'clock. And sometimes I stretch it out until noon or whatever. But I really, really try hard to stop eating anything at 7 o'clock. And that is it for me. And yes, if we eat a later dinner, that's fine. I'll do it the next day. I'll just do a little later the next day, but I don't like, I really am super strict about 11 to 7 for me, just because I know my body, like my sleep is so much better when I stop at 7, and I feel so much better in the morning. I feel more energetic in the morning. So that's just, it's different. It's truly different for everybody.
How long would
And
you
the
say it
window.
took you to get used to it? Because I'm starving. Like as soon as I'm done with my workout at 5 o'clock in the morning or 5:30, I'm starving.
I mean, I
After
did
a
80 day
coffee helps.
obsession, and I ate at 4:15 in the morning. And I did
That was
80 day
awful.
obsession.
I did that
'Cause you
too.
had to
That was,
eat. I did
Yeah.
time nutrition. You had to eat like 30 minutes before you work out, and I had to eat. I forced myself to eat at 4:15 in the morning.
that was
It's
the
just,
worst.
I know.
I
It's just,
just
Hannah.
I just get
Yeah.
so hangry. You know what I mean? Like I don't feel like my kids deserve to me as their mom like until 11. You know what I mean? Like
Do
I'm just
you
gonna
drink coffee, Kenna?
no, I just do Energize.
So when do you typically eat dinner?
We eat dinner by 5:30 every night.
Okay, so start your fasting window at 6 and then don't eat until 10. And then adjust it there. Or start with a 14-hour fast and then build yourself up. Like you don't have
Okay.
to start with a 16-hour fast. Start with a
No,
14.
they actually say not to.
Yeah.
Don't start with 16-8 because it's like you'll probably feel like you're starving.
Well, and I probably do because I'm not a big snacker after dinner anyways, and we are usually done with dinner by 6 unless like my husband and I eat adult dinner like after the kids go to bed. So really I probably already do like a 16 hour because we usually eat breakfast, I guess almost like 7:30 in the morning. So I'm not eating from like 6 p.m. till 7:30 in the morning anyways.
So it's like a 13-hour fast. So yeah.
I mean, and that's what like Alana teaches, and that's what, Autumn teaches. They're just not saying that they're fasting, like dinner and done. I mean,
Yeah.
you're for sure probably getting a 12-hour fast if you're following 2B mindset. Most people aren't like dinner's done by 6. Most people are not like waking up at 6 and like immediately stuffing their face, you know what I mean? Or like 5 unless you're working out or whatever. But
Yeah, no,
So-
and I just do Energize in the morning. I don't do anything until the girls wake up, and then we eat breakfast together, like 7:30. So
yeah.
So
I
yeah,
just
so you can try to stretch it out if you want, or and like just drink water. But just know that that hunger feeling goes away. So
It's just your body
sometimes,
gets used to it. Like you're like, oh no, I
yes,
need to eat right now. You're not really hungry.
sometimes I'll get hungry, but if I busy myself, the feeling goes away, and then it's more often than not, I'm like, oh crap, it's 12:30, and because I like get involved in work or whatever, and but then there's other days where at 10 in the morning, like my stomach is growling, and I'm like, shut up, we're not eating yet, and that I like busy myself with something else. So
yeah, like I said, I just get so hangry. I like don't want to put my kids through that.
yeah.
But again, I
Angry
think
mom.
it's like it's your experience is what you're going to be able to share with your clients. And I also think you do it for 30 days. And then if it doesn't work, like I don't think you should be hangry. You know what I mean? Like I don't think you should torture. And I think that's kind of the other thing that maybe Autumn was like a little bit hesitant with the intermittent fasting is because it does start to become a psychological thing for some people. Because now if you literally if you feel like this isn't working for you and you're like, I'm hangry, and now like that's becoming like a mental issue with food. And so that's sort of a fine line there too. And I have like issues with food. So like I worry about it a little bit because that's why I'm asking, because I'll get psycho and be like, oh my God, like I ate at 7:30, I wasn't supposed to eat, like what am I supposed to do? And like get super anxious about it, and it's dumb because it's just my perfectionist nature. So
Yeah,
I think that's just something like to be cautious of when you're doing it yourself and teaching your clients this too. because you don't want it to become this, at least for me, like I really pride myself on the fact that we teach this as a lifestyle. Like I never want someone to feel like they have to do this as a diet and I know a lot of you guys feel that same way, that it is something, but some people, and that's why I think it's like you have containers and you have 2V. Like people thrive on structure and people lose their mind on structure, you know? So, but kind of, yeah, I mean, I would give it time, but I also like wouldn't torture yourself, but also use these suggestions too. And then this is great experience. Like I like having this chat, you guys, because if someone came to me, like Kenna was like, I'm starving, I'd be like, I don't know, maybe it's not working for you. So.
Well, and also, you know, being hangry, I tell my husband this all the time. I mean, that's also kind of habit, you know, because when you're in the habit of eating at 7:30 every morning, your stomach's going to remind you like, hey, we usually eat at this time. Where's the food? And like Alana says, you know, like how much of it is it really hunger or just habit? So hunger is really just kind of a mindset, you know, like if you tell your stomach, like, shut up, we're not eating, that like angry part kind of goes away. Like, okay. And for me, what I love about intermittent fasting is it takes like just a little bit of that prep and like, you know, I don't know, like what am I going to eat out, because it's like, I don't even have to start until lunchtime. So sometimes it's breakfast, sometimes it's lunch. My snack is always Shakeology and then dinner. So I don't know. It just like.
Do you do containers too, Kelly? I don't.
I hate the containers.
Katie, you do, right? And you can get all of your containers in your window. Yeah.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Are you on
And
A? Plan A?
Yeah, I've never, I mean, except for Hammer and Chisel and I think I might try and bump up to Plan B for 645 just because I really want to build muscle. But yes, you can get all of your containers in within the fasting window. It's totally
she has
doable.
like a chart, like a guideline of like how she suggests you eat to get all your containers in.
Oh, she does now? That's exciting.
Ultimate Portion Fix.
Yeah. 3 meals a day.
Yeah.
She wants you to.
So you could technically do 2B mindset with intermittent fasting. That's what you do, Kelly?
Yeah, I do. So I kind of combine them. I do try to make sure I get like 4 proteins in, you know, throughout the day. So like when I break my fast, that's my biggest meal. And so I usually try to get 2 proteins in, 2 veggies, you know, maybe like a fruit or whatever. And then I have my Shakeology in the afternoon, usually with a fruit, and then my dinner, which is, you know, a protein and 2 veggies usually. So so I just from doing the containers for a while, like I know what I'm supposed to be eating. And so, but I really don't follow, you know, I follow 2B more. Kirsten, is my boyfriend sleeping?
Logan is always looking at, no, that's not your, that's funny. They can't even hear you because I have my headphones on, so he didn't even hear you. He just randomly walked in when you said that.
Oh, that's funny.
Logan, I think, has a crush on Kelly, so he always is like asking where Kelly is in the picture. He's like, where's Kelly? And then he was like, he always watches that reel that we did on the beach, the dancing one, like all of us. He's like, oh, Kelly's doing it so good.
Isn't that adorable?
I was like, do you have a crush on Kelly? Because I thought,
are you in Bradenton, Kirsten? Is that where you live?
Near. Yeah.
My parents just bought a house there.
Yes. Where?
Yeah. I just know the address. I just know it's Bradenton. I don't know anything else. Like they literally kind of sprung this on me when I was on vacation, and it's like, oh, We're buying a house in Florida. I was like, what?
Like they're moving
So-
here permanently or a summer home
No, it'll be there
or winter?
second. Yeah,
Yes.
more winter. Yeah. So.
Will you come down?
Oh yeah. Yeah, my mom's like, we're only doing it if you come down. And I was like, of course. And Ella's first choice school is in Sarasota. So
Oh, that's right.
yeah,
Yep, I'm like 15 minutes north of Bradenton. So
awesome. Yeah, I'll
Katie,
send you
well,
the,
Katie's near too, but she's north of us. But
yeah, I'll send you guys the address so you can take a peek at the house.
yeah, that's exciting.
Yeah. All right.
What else, friends? Everybody seems very tired. I'm tired, but we had a hurricane hitting that never hit, that the news is just so ridiculous. They love to dramatize everything. We had worse storms here than Katie feels me on that, I'm sure.
We didn't sleep. I'm exhausted. The boys were so scared last night, but it was really, we got gusts up to 50 miles per hour.
Oh, well, maybe we did. My whole family slept through it.
We did not.
Actually, no, Gavin woke up at 2:00 and that's when the storm was supposed to be hitting us. And I was like, it's not even raining outside.
Oh, it was, you guys, I mean, it was pouring. It was hitting the side of like, like hitting the windows. It was
Oh,
so,
really?
and our pool was filling. And I'm like, oh,
Oh,
we had to
God.
put our basketball hoop down on its side. So I don't know. Anyways, what is Allison? Allison, you can unmute and talk. I'm sending the bod renewals. Yeah, me too. I sent those out. I sent Mompreneur gives you everything. She even gave us bod renewal emails and everything. So I sent those out. Anybody?
But those were only for June. She didn't send it out for July. So like
I
I looked at
used-
July 1st and I was like,
I
okay.
tweaked it.
Yeah,
tweaked
you just change that email. Take that email and change it. Don't offer the little incentive she has in there and just put it, hey, your bod renewal is about to renew, or your bod's about to expire on such and such date. And then you give them the option. Like I threw the option for the 645 packages in there.
Okay. I'll do that tomorrow. Get that put together. Because I looked at that, I was like, crap, should I have sent this out? But like I didn't need the SC points last month. I would have this month.
Well, I think it's because they can get the, aren't they doing the do they get the 50% off coupon for 645 or are they
Yeah.
not doing that? Yeah, that's why they want them to sign in June and then get the 50% off coupon for 645. So that's why she did that.
Yep.
Is everybody working towards a bod squad?
Yeah, I have a question about this because do they have to be new? They have to be new. They cannot be somebody that is already enrolled under you that just purchased a completion pack.
I didn't think so.
Because I don't want to screw myself over and
I
assume
don't
that
think they
somebody
have to
that
be
just
new.
enrolled with, what's that?
I don't think they have to be new. I don't think they're new. I think that they're as long as they do a 645 package.
Yeah, it's not, it does not, I spent too much time this morning right after Rising, well, I guess it was our team call. It doesn't specifically say they have to be new and it's not very clear. So I don't know who to get a definite answer from, but
I don't think so because they're doing a big incentive for 5-star and above. If we get 20 people that have 10 bod squads in our
don't you get the
downline,
bike? That's amazing.
that I try to like map it out. That's like really hard. I was like, oh yeah, I'm gonna do this, and then I started mapping it out. I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense why it's a bike. I don't know.
I don't know. I just really would love to find out because.
But yeah, the reason why I'm saying that is because it would be like almost impossible for us to even achieve that if it had to be all new people. Like
well,
that
for 5-star
incentive.
and above, but even not for, well, what is it for under 5? It's under.
Well,
it's
the
10
bod
people.
squad, it's okay, so the goal is to have everybody make a bod squad of 10.
Yes.
So what they're doing for 5-star is having 20 people in your organization make a bod squad of 10.
Oh,
So like
whoa.
I have to have 20 coaches in my downline. If I have 20 coaches in my downline, so Amber, Kenna, Chelsea, Valerie, Kelly, you guys all do a bod squad of 10. That's how, but that's what I'm saying. Like that promotion would be nearly impossible for us if it had to be all new people.
Yeah. I just wish that it was a little more clear. It does, and the FAQs does not specify.
So like, okay, so like if Val buys like an accessory pack, like that's not going to count towards my bod squad.
No, so it's a completion pack or a challenge pack. But like I have somebody that hasn't been, like has been a discount coach that went inactive, I don't know, 2 months ago, and she just signed on with a completion pack. So does that count? Like I just don't know, and I don't want to put her
maybe
down.
It does have to do. I think the coach needs to be new, the customer doesn't. So basically you have to think about it as Success Club.
Well, I
it's
know
like-
it did say anything that you earn 2 Success Club points from. It has to be something you earn, which is obviously.
Yeah, because I don't know that I don't know that like Val wouldn't necessarily be part of my 10 in my bod squad if she bought a challenge pack. You know what I mean? Like she's already a coach. So she's not going to be included in my 10. I don't think so.
It just gets confusing. I just wish it was a little more clear in the FAQs, that's all. Because I really don't want to, like I said, I just don't want to screw myself over and think that I have somebody and they're not part of the bod squad. And then I'm like, oh, shoot. But.
Well, they're going to come out with emails every week.
Mm-hmm.
So you'll
like
be able
Team
to
Cup
see.
And like all that stuff, how they update.
Yeah, so you'll be able to see. But I think that it's new if clients become coaches. And then if it's old client, challenge back.
If they're a customer.
Because like that's how the Success Club would work. But I don't know. I mean, maybe I don't know. I mean, I don't know if like Amber, Chelsea, Val, if they buy a 645 challenge pack, if that counts towards my bod squad.
I know, which is exactly why I said I just wish that there was a little more clear. So.
I kind of doubt that. I feel like that would make it, well, I don't know. I guess I'm no help. Sorry.
It's all right. I'll figure this out.
I mean, Michael, did you watch the video that he did?
What?
The puppet video. Did you see that?
For Bod Squad?
Yeah.
It's like dog toys.
Dog toys.
Dog toys.
It's Michael Naiman.
No, I think I had enough with his superhero. Watching that was like the original